Hey everybody, Lee Goldstein here for 10-Minute Trades. Want to welcome you to the webinar. Give me a heads up and let me know that you can hear me and that you can see the screens, and we'll get started right away. So just type in that you can hear and you can see, and I will get going right now. So thanks everybody for joining, and I really appreciate you being here. So you can see me, I'm a real person. I'm not an avatar. I'm not a photo. Real person taking real trades, and I'm going to teach you about what we do here at 10 Minute Trades. So thanks for coming, and I do appreciate your time. A couple of things that I'm going to really concentrate on today. One of them is we are just finishing up the best part of our earnings season. If you don't know, we've come up and devised a very special way of trading selected earnings, selected stocks using futures, which is a unique way that we trade earnings. And we have really, really good success with these types of trades. And it's become a very important aspect of everything we do at 10-Minute Trades. So I want to talk about that today. And then I'm just going to go over what we do at 10-Minute Trades, the whole concept of appointment-based trading, what creates these events, how to find events, just everything you need to know if you want to get involved and become an appointment-based trader. So let's get cracking. It's always a good day to teach. And as I said, I am the trading director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember, everything I discuss is for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully, please. Don't use money you cannot afford to lose. So just as a concept, what we do is we trade a methodology called appointment-based trading, ABT for short. We use the NinjaTrader platform, and we have software that lets us trade futures. But when I say that we trade earnings, we don't trade stocks. We use the futures market, and we use the NinjaTrader platform. So that's important. Now, a lot of people always ask, well, I'm not using NinjaTrader, or I don't think I can afford NinjaTrader. But the deal is, NinjaTrader has a free platform, and it's just a tiny bit more expensive for the fees of making trades and taking trades. So you can use their free platform. You can use our software with their free platform. The only expenses on the NinjaTrader side would then be you pay for data. Live futures data can be as inexpensive as about $13 a month. So it is not expensive, and money is not an excuse anymore for not being able to trade the way that we trade. And on top of that, you can also trade with very little upfront costs if you trade with prop accounts. And a lot of people don't know what a prop account is, but a prop account is a firm that they supply to you for a low monthly fee the NinjaTrader platform, so you can use our software and data for a low monthly fee, and you can learn and trade. The idea ultimately is to trade well enough so that they let you trade their money. And eventually, some traders trade well enough that they can withdraw money out of their prop accounts. It's become a very popular way to trade these days, and our methodology fits perfectly if you want to trade using prop accounts. So there's really no excuse by saying, oh, I just don't have enough money to trade. It's not like the old days where you had to put a lot of money at risk if you want to learn to trade. It's much, much easier these days with all the methods out there. So at 10-Minute Trades, we have a system. We have software. We have elements that make up our system. And I'm going to go over all of those elements and explain them so you understand completely what we do. We have actually 5 elements to make up our trading system. The WMM, which is our weekly market movers. We have our daily market movers, the DMMs. We have, of course, trade room access. You come into our trade room, we look at videos of the events we're trading, we study the markets, we teach you how to use our software so you can enter your trades into the software. And we have various very important setups. And one of our major strategies is the magnet trade software. That makes up our system. Within our JOBB version 11 software, we have reversal trades, breakout trades, range trades, trades you can set up based on time, based on numbers of bars. You can trade discretionary. You could trade the way that we trade. You could trade events. You could trade your own style of trading. Not only is our software optimized for news trading, but it's also what we call an ATM, an automated trade manager. It handles almost any type of trade you would want to set up within the NinjaTrader platform. So you can say trade all your discretionary trades using our software, and of course, you can trade news events with our software as well. Those are the five elements. So element number one is the WMM, the weekly market mover, also better known simply as our weekly schedule. It's not that complicated. If you look at the WMM, of course, it's got a date on it, which covers the week that we're trading, but there's a lot of information packed into this simple document. This document is free and everybody can get it. All you have to do is go to our website, www.10minutetrades.com, opt in for the free video, how to find your own 10-minute trades, and we will send you the weekly schedule because that will put you on our email list. The WMM has a lot of great information on it. It has the trigger time, which is the time of the event that we're going to trade. If there is a time for the room opens, that's when we have a corresponding trade room for that event. Of course, it has the name of the event, the instrument that we're trading, its risk value, and the third column is DMM question mark. Does this event have a trade report? Not every event has a trade report. Some do, some don't. But the weekly market schedule, the weekly market mover, shows you which reports have trade reports, which events have trade reports with them. And we also have YouTube streaming that we do during the week. Usually we stream a minimum 2 times a week on YouTube, sometimes more. And sometimes we have notes on an event in the notes column as well. So you could see there's a lot of information packed into this simple little document. Also, notations whether a trade might be a family money trade. And I'll get into what a family money trade is in a few moments as we continue with the presentation. So then element number two is the daily market mover. So if you look at the schedule, on the schedule, obviously there are very important events that are listed. So last week we had a report called the WASDE, WASDE, the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimate, a WASDE report. It's a grain report. And futures trading is very simple. It doesn't matter if you're trading gold or if you're trading the grains or if you're trading the European, the euro or the Canadian dollar. It's all of those instruments are available to trade. So that way we could find the instruments that we feel are going to move the most on certain events. So for instance, when we trade an event that trades the grains, we're trading the corn futures or the soybean futures. And this daily market report, the daily market mover, it's a report that the day before the trade, we send it to our members, and it helps everybody see and understand how that event is going to be traded the next day. So for instance, WASDE was last Friday. Thursday, we sent this document to our members, and it has information on it. That yellow line actually is the trade setup. There's also the market that we're trading. We were trading soybeans. There's some history of the report above the yellow line. And then below the yellow line, you can see this dated journal. And there are 6 months of information about how that report has been behaving. And then we also often have notes about the report explaining the event. Now, this is a family money trade for us. So let's talk about what we mean by a family money trade. So I used to joke with my daughter just because I always talk to her about trading. And I'm just always telling her, you should give me your money and I'll trade your money just on some of the reports that I really, really like. And then we just always joked about it, talked about it. And I realized, this is a great way to differentiate what I think are the best of the best events that we're going to trade. And we named them our family money reports, family money trades. Those are the events that I feel are so good to trade, have such a high profit possibility that I would trade my own family's money on those reports. And that's how we came up with the family money trade moniker. So we had our WASD report. Our WASD report told us to use a 12 bracket, a 20 stop, and a 9 and a 21 tick target. And to put that into English, the best thing to do is actually, if you can see the report, that might be the best thing I can do. So let me show you the WASD report. First, what do I mean when I say a bracket? So our trading method, very simply, puts a bracket, an order above the current price. Right here, this red candle is the current price. Here's an order above. Here's an order below the current price. When the news comes out, we often get pulled into the market, and that's how the trade takes place. So what happens is the WASD report gets released, and news affects the price of the corn futures or the soybean futures that we're trading, and it causes that market to move. And that's what happens on the best of the best reports. It moves in a way that we make money on those reports. So let me show you the WASD report. Let me just grab the video. It'll take me a second. But it's a family money trade also because over and over the WASD report has been making money. Not every single month, it's a monthly report, but I would say 7 out of 10 WASD reports have been profitable as of late. Now, it was our trade of the month this week, last week, I should say. I was so happy with the way it traded and with the way so many people made money in the trade room that I made an extra special video to cover the report. But it shows exactly the way that we trade events. And there's two different setups that we were actually trading on this report. So the first thing that happens, and it's element number 3, we had the weekly schedule. We had the daily trade report, the daily market mover. You could see that here for the WASD report. And what you're also seeing is what our members are seeing in the trade room. Trade room access is a very important element of being a 10-minute trades member. So our members are watching my charts if they want to. They're looking at the daily market mover report, and it has a setup on it. We talk about that setup. We discuss, is the market safe to take the trade today? And that's what we do. We discuss all of this, make a decision, and more often than not, we take the trade. Now, the WASD report is a breakout trade. We put an order above the current price, an order below the current price. This arrow is the exact current price. But we also had a separate trade for the corn futures. I thought it might be possible that corn was going to have a pretty good move on the WASD report. So I actually set up two separate trades in two separate accounts. But our family money trade was the WASD on the left side, the breakout trade. So watch what happens. It was a 12 noon event last Friday. The price just burst up, and in 1 second, our trade was $375 of profit. But members in the room, they varied anywhere from over 500 to up to $1,000 in profit on that report. One of our members trades the WASD report on a regular basis from her home in Kenya. And it's been one of the best WASD, one of the best reports for her in her trading career. She's done very, very well trading the WASD report. It's also, think about it, it is hard to trade from Kenya. You don't always have reliable electricity. You don't always have reliable internet. And she's out there. Her name is Roz, and she's been a member for quite a while, doing really, really well trading the WASD. This is her screenshot that she sent to us. She made $725 on that WASD report. Incredibly, I'm always amazed trading live from Kenya. And other members also had a great WASD report. And like I said, if you're on our email list, you can see the video and why we called it our trade of the month, because it was a very, very successful trade for virtually everybody that traded it with us in our trade room. And over again, we have great trades in the trade room. And that's what we teach when you become a member at 10-Minute Trades. Okay, so those are parts of the elements that make up our system. So it's important just to follow along and understand what makes the 10-Minute Trade system and why it works. So far we've covered three of the elements: the daily market movers, the weekly market movers, and the trade room access. The fourth element, and probably the most important, although really they're all important, is our software. We call our software the JOBB software suite. JOBB software, it's a custom strategy. It plugs right into NinjaTrader, and it actually becomes a part of NinjaTrader. You know, if you notice, when I showed you that WASD report, I'll show you a different report because it's fun to show different setups. Let me show you, when you look at our charts, you don't notice anything special. It's because our software installs into the charts so that when we take a trade, all we're doing is turning on the software. Give me 1 second. I hope this video should be working here. Let me get the right video. I do this every week. But our software, it installs into, here's the charts. So if you notice, there's nothing special on these NinjaTrader charts. I can call up our software by just right-clicking the chart, clicking the word strategy, and then making a double click, excuse me, on our software. And then on the right here, these columns and rows, all we have to do is choose the type of trade. Our software has a whole bunch of different types of trades, breakouts and reversals and range trades, and it's very easy to just create a trade. Like right now, I'm looking at the market. I could create a breakout trade in less than a minute. Look at the time. So it's 12:19, right? So if I create a trade, a breakout, and just set the time to 0 and put a bracket of 6 ticks, choose a couple of positions, 2 positions to trade. I have a stop of 20 ticks, and I could put a couple of targets in, 20 ticks and 40 ticks. And then I just slide down, make sure that I'm on sim. I apply it, I OK it, turn on the trade. This is the NinjaTrader control panel. And watch what's going to happen. My trade is going to trigger on the gold chart. It's going to put a bracket on. There's our bracket. And what's going to happen is, let's say gold shoots up. Now, it's not in a shooting mode right now, it's in a slow moving mode because it's lunchtime, but it moved enough ticks to put me in a trade. It went down, it put me in a trade short, and now I can manage my target. I could move my target if I wanted to closer to the current price. I can move my stop, which controls my risk. I could move that further away. I could move it closer. But with our software and the features that are also built into NinjaTrader, it makes it very easy to manage a trade. And think about it. If you have an event that you're looking for, an event that is quick, our software can can automatically put the brackets on. I don't have to fumble around. NinjaTrader does have the ability where I could put brackets on the chart, but notice what I'm doing. I have to move them around, I have to line them up, I have to get everything set. It takes time, and if you're waiting for an event to take place, it adds a lot of stress to trying to set up a trade. But instead, our software has these setups that we could build them in. And then when I press a button turning on the trade, what'll happen once the market moves and the software calculates that simple bracket, it automatically sets it up. And the trade, when it gets triggered, will put my targets and my stop automatically on the chart. So our software is a trade manager, and it becomes built into NinjaTrader, and it makes it much easier to trade all sorts of different types of events. Like I said, if you trade your own methods discretionary, our software can let you design trades. If you trade events like we do, our software simplifies the process of trading those events because it installs and becomes a part of NinjaTrader. It's a great piece of software. Also, we have a special magnet trade software. Let me explain what magnets are because it's a very powerful way to trade. During the day, all instruments will test levels on the chart that lots of people look at. I call those levels magnets. Very popular magnets are the high of the day, which is this green line. This red line is the low of the day. That's a very popular magnet. And also, another very popular magnet might be the VWAP. Most traders have heard of the VWAP. If you haven't, you will, because lots of people look at the VWAP. It's a volume weighted average price, to put it into a, give it a definition, but it's a level that price passes through over and over again during the average day. If you scroll through a chart with, there it is going through the VWAP gold. It did that this morning. Now, if you get up, if you like to trade at 7 in the morning, it's one of my favorite times because you'll often see right here, we're getting ready to go through the VWAP. It was a little bit late this morning, but it tested the VWAP at 7:30. You can see it here. When I say it tested, meaning it went to the VWAP. The VWAP acts like a magnet, that area. It pulls price into it, as does the lows of the day, pivots, S2, S3, PP, S1, R1. There are popular levels that people love to look at. Those magnets pull price. Our magnet software sets up trades so that you can take advantage of these magnets taking place. Now, here's a gold magnet. Let me explain what we did. So we took a trade, I think it was last week, and after the trade, which happens to be a great time to trade magnets, I noticed that we had the high of the day, this green line here, and gold looked like it was going to test it. So I turned on our magnet strategy. Our magnet strategy allows us to put a order area where we're going to get pulled into the market, and the magnet is our exit. So always think of the magnet as the area you want your trade to exit the market with a profit. So we're going to enter the trade before we get to the magnet as the price is being magnetized, pulled into the magnet. After the news, it's very popular for the high of the day to get tested or for a pivot to get tested, certainly also for the VWAP to get tested. Well, our magnet software allows us to put it in auto mode, and I'm going to speed it up just because we have limited time here. And look what's going to happen. We're going to get our trade to fill. I'm now in the magnet trade, and my goal is to reach this X. That's where my profit is, and I'm very comfortable that I'm going to get there because the news just took place. We were trading University of Michigan consumer news. It chopped around a little bit, and then the price, boom, hits my magnet for a very nice profit after a news event. A great time to trade magnets. Think about it. Magnets occur all day long, over and over. If you look at this magnet that took place on the YM just an hour ago, not even, the YM started selling off after it did a VWAP test, it looks like. Watch this. If we back it up, let me see if it hit the VWAP or not. It might not have. It didn't. So that's fine. I thought maybe it did a VWAP test. But the YM started to sell off. And what a beautiful magnet. So as you see the market trending down, and there are indicators we teach our members to put on their chart. One simple indicator. All it does is show us a number. And if the number is very negative, that says, hey, you might have a good short probability for your magnet. That's exactly what happened in this case. So if you had set up an order to exit at the low of the day, the YM went right there, hit the low, would have given you a profit there, and another beautiful magnet trade. The point is, if you like trading the YM, trade the YM. If you like trading oil, trade oil. You love gold, trade gold. Every chart has the VWAP, the pivots, and the highs and lows of days. Every chart is a potential magnet trade bonanza. So we teach our members how to use the magnet trade strategy. That, in my opinion, is becoming a very important methodology for trading with us here at 10 Minute Trades. Love the magnet strategy. Those are the 5 elements: WMM schedule, DMM daily trade reports, trade room access, software, and extra special software, the magnet strategy. Let me put my slides back up and we'll keep going. Just give me half a second. So I was talking about our software. Software, it has multiple setups: reversal trades, breakout trades like I showed you, earnings setups that we use. Our software automates many of your trade entries, not all of them. We don't want everything automatic. Sometimes you want to enter a trade when you want to enter it, not when your software tells you to enter it. And sometimes you want the trade to take place when the software tells you, because you've done research and you've set the software up so it tells you when to enter, and it automatically does that. It's also, like I said, a super ATM. It's an automated trade manager. It puts your stops on. It moves your targets. It can move your stop with trailing stops. It can move your targets as well. Our software can allow you to manage a trade much more easily than if you had no software. But people ask us all the time, can I still trade with you if I don't have your software, and even if I don't use NinjaTrader? And what I always tell people is, first of all, our prices are so ridiculously inexpensive to be a member of our service that for the small price that you would pay for a month or two of hanging around with us in our trade room, even if you don't have Ninja Trader, you're going to learn skills that you could keep with you for the rest of your life as a trader that makes what we do well worth being a member, even if only for a couple of months, just to use our brain, use our knowledge to take as much as you can from us about news events, trading earnings, analyzing the markets, magnets, all of that. Trading magnets, whether you have the software or not, is absolutely doable with any platform that has on the chart trading. So it's very, very exciting to be a member watching these fast moving events. We've just gone through a very, very significant earnings period. We've had a lot of winning earnings trades, Amazon, Facebook, and we have a big one coming up next week, one of the best earnings trades we've ever had. So let me talk about that for a minute. So we designed a method of trading futures on selected stock earnings. Now, I say selected because not every stock moves the futures markets. So we've done a significant amount of research studying the various stocks that are out there and finding what we feel are the best of the best earnings trades. Just this week alone, and I'll show you our schedule so you know that I am on the level that when I say something, I am always telling the truth. I don't hide behind fake news or anything of the sort. If you are a member, we can't hide anyway because everything we do in our trade room, we do right in front of you. This week, we knew that we had Home Depot coming up. Home Depot is a family money trade and it's an earnings trade. And it's a great way to explain and show what we do and how we trade earnings. So we know that Home Depot can be trusted. The big thing about earnings is we need to be able to trust the company to release their earnings in a reliable manner. Meaning we want to be able to be certain that we know the time that the earnings are coming out so that we could set up a trade based on time. So we've been trading Home Depot earnings for a couple of years now, and we know that their earnings are extremely reliable. They come out at 6 a.m. in the morning Eastern Time. So we go into our trade room and we have a variety of different tools that we use, many of which are free. We use TradingView, the free version, to watch the stock price. And that is something new that we just started doing recently because we also use Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim, for just $50, you can open an account and you could watch the stock prices, futures prices, all sorts of instrument trading, option trading, just for opening an account. They're a really great company, Thinkorswim, but what they have is a news feed that shows us exactly when those earnings trades are released, when the company releases their earnings. And very often that can help us, especially when we're in a trade or getting ready for a trade. Sometimes maybe earnings will come out at the wrong time and we'll be able to see it because we have a special news feed. But what we teach our members is how to use all these special extra tools, some of which are free. And you could see in our trade room that morning, we had our own Ninja Trader charts. We had the free trading view charts to watch the stock price and the news feed as well, our free trading clock that all our members get. But most importantly, we knew because we've been trading Home Depot successfully, it's a family money trade. That means it's been making us money on a regular basis. If it's not a family money trade, we don't want you taking the risk and trading it and losing money. I knew that their earnings would be reliable. They've been reliable every quarter that they come out. So as we got ready for that 6 o'clock event, 30 seconds before the news, we put up, we changed it. We changed from a range trade to a breakout. So 3 seconds before we expected their news. Watch what happens. Our software is going to put the brackets. Now, Home Depot released their earnings. They were actually a teeny bit early this week. The price is going to burst up. It put us in the market. Our orders are those X's, and it went through my first order. I moved my stop to safety so that then I moved my second order down a little bit to try to get filled. Here we go. To hit my second order, and it kept bursting. Made over $200 on Home Depot in about 10 seconds of trading. It's a beautiful feeling to get up at 6 in the morning and make money before everybody else is awake. Everybody in the trade room that traded Home Depot with us made money on that trade. There was no reason to lose money. All you had to do, all you had to do was nothing. Just let the software put the orders on the trade. I fumbled around when I really shouldn't have. I should have just left the trade alone, done absolutely nothing, and just let the trade work, because Home Depot, if you see, we're in the market, and I could just be twiddling my thumbs now and not doing anything. Our exit, in case the trade went bad, was way far away from the current price, and Home Depot just did what it does almost every quarter. It filled us, it hit our targets, and it made us money. And what we were doing, because we did the research and we put in the time, I knew that Home Depot was going to move the YM instrument, the Dow, and there was a very high probability that would make us money, and that's exactly what happened. You can trade the way that we trade in a cash account. You can trade in a prop account. You can trade in sim. You can trade live. And we teach everybody all of the methodologies that we use so that you can make money trading earnings. We love trading earnings with futures. Coming up this week, and especially, you can schedule your earnings trades on the specific day, at the specific time, and not up to a month in advance. That applies for monthly trades. Earnings are quarterly trades, but we know exactly what time NVIDIA is coming out next week. And let me show you a couple of NVIDIA trades. Now, full transparency. Everybody lost money on NVIDIA last month because we had a lousy NVIDIA trade. But it was the first NVIDIA earnings trade in about a year and a half that people lost money. So everything I'm going to show you other than that are winning trades on NVIDIA, because I don't have losing trades. We had one. 2 quarters ago, one of our members made $900 on his NVIDIA earnings trade in his Apex account. Let's see. Roz from Kenya had a great NVIDIA trade. And if I have her screenshot, I'll show it to you. Give me 1 second. I may not have it. What I have that's really cool is one of our members sent me a video of his NVIDIA trade. He was trading the NQ. The NQ bursts down. When that trade was over, he had a $4,000 trade on that earnings trade. That was a fabulous NVIDIA trade. Also, he had, I found Roz's NVIDIA trade. From Kenya, Roz made $634 trading NVIDIA earnings. So why? Why is it possible to trade NVIDIA earnings? Why do these kinds of events even give us an opportunity to make this kind of money? And look, sometimes you might make $100 on an earnings trade. Maybe we'll trade, or maybe we'll trade a regular news trade, and we'll trade, new home sales. New home sales isn't going to move as big as an NVIDIA because it's just not as important an event for the market. The market is much more interested in those NVIDIA trades. But the reason that those types of events make money is because what happens is we are comparing the expected news with the news that gets released. So when a great trade takes place, It's because there's a big difference in what was expected and what actually was released in the data. So let me see if I could find one of our NVIDIA trades because there's been quite a few good ones and they've been pretty big. So let me pull it out of my earnings folder. Give me half a second. Um, like I said, we've had lots of Facebook trades that have done really well. That's been one of our favorite earnings trades. NVIDIA is actually a little bit newer compared to some of the other events that we trade. And let's take a look. August NVIDIA. All right, let's take a look at May because I have that video. Like I said, NVIDIA is coming up next week, so everybody's excited about it. We know that they release their earnings at 4:20 in the afternoon, and NVIDIA is pretty reliable about when they're going to release their earnings. The market, there's the earnings, the stock chart that I'm watching. It bursts to the downside. That was a $1,000 trade on NVIDIA back in May. It was a fabulous trade. Let's look at another one. Actually, I even just out of curiosity and interest, I have a 2022 NVIDIA trade. Let's see what happened in 2022. It probably was a winner. Completely different setup because we barely knew how to trade NVIDIA in those days because we just started looking at it. I did feel pretty comfortable that the earnings were going to come out at 20 minutes after 4. That was the big thing that, the most important thing you've got to figure out on an earnings trade is the company that you're looking to trade, are they reliable? Do they release their earnings at the same time every quarter? If they do, then it allows us to create a setup at the same time every quarter. So if we know their earnings are coming out at 4:20 and 10 or 15 seconds later each quarter, we can safely put our orders on the chart. If we have to slightly move our orders, sometimes we can, but we know that their earnings are going to make it out in a way that we can trade it. So here we go in August. You could see that we're waiting patiently. They were a little bit slower than they were the previous quarter. But I believe that in the next 5 seconds, we're going to see an explosion in the price of the futures that will correspond to a movement in the stock. There's a burst to the downside. We had a little bit of slippage in that trade, but hopefully, let's see what happened. Now, look, so here's the truth. That trade, I actually didn't trade it that well. It was one of the first times I traded NVIDIA, and I did not make money on that trade. I made a mistake by moving my stop. Instead of just letting the price come to my target, I didn't trade it properly. I'm not a perfect person. Every now and then I make a mistake. It's possible. But most of our NVIDIA trades have had great testing, and that's why we traded them. This is a video when I was actually testing an NVIDIA trade by experimenting. How big should the bracket be? Would a 40 tick bracket be safe? I spend hours and hours and hours testing these trades so that you all can have a successful outcome to the trade. That's what we're looking for. Successful outcomes for you. It doesn't matter what happens to me, but look at that move. It's those types of moves in our testing that showed us that NVIDIA had tremendous potential to be a fantastic earnings trade. Here was another video, another screenshot that one of our members sent us. Candles that he made profits on with NVIDIA. Over and over again, we've had profits, and they're coming up next week. Appointment-based trading is no riskier than other forms of trading, and these types of trades work because the news comes out, the result is different from what's expected, and that's what creates these trades. It creates these moves in the markets. Now, I love trading, but I don't want to spend the whole day in the market. I want to be in the market as little as possible. I know that the less we trade, the more money we make. Appointment based trading is easy. These trigger events happen on a regular, predictable schedule. And this type of trading is so much simpler than other types of trades. So I've explained what triggers these trades: high impact economic reports, jobs reports, existing home sales, GDP, earnings reports, market opens, market closes. In those three simple categories, there's actually hundreds of trades. How do we find these trades? There are free calendars that exist in the markets. You've got Financial Juice. It's a free calendar. And let me show it to you, because these calendars are the key to trading and also watching the news as these events take place. This is Financial Juice. Now, we happen to have, as I'm looking at it right now, you can see how the news feed is changing during the day. As the news comes out, more and more news shows up on the screen. You can set up your news according to the type of news you want to look at: equities, forex, bonds, commodities, crypto, and you can set up a customized news feed. And then on the left here are the actual trades and their results. Financial um, Financial Juice also has a pro version, and in their pro version, they have an indispensable tool, the Squawk Box, so that when I'm trading in our trade room, I can listen to their Squawk Box and hear the news results, so I can help our members trade the news even better. Forex Factory, another excellent calendar that we look at all the time, and we often look at it every week to create our schedule. Forex Factory, www.forexfactory.com. You go to their website, click on the word calendar, and then you get a list of all the events for the week. All of these events are taking place this week. The red events are the events that they feel are the most impactful, and the yellow are the least impactful, and then they have orange, which are somewhere in the middle. We go through the events, we create our schedule, we find new events, and there's many other calendars as well. We also use investing.com, another great calendar for finding all of the events that we trade. And then once again, these events work because the triggers that create the news comes out, and then the news is different from what's expected. And it's that unexpected event news that creates movement in the markets. Okay, and that's what these slides are going over, everything that I've just talked about. And then one of the keys to doing well with us is trading the family money trades. The best of the best events. We find them, we have trade setups for them, and then we trade them with you in the trade room. Home Depot, family money trade. I showed you that trade from this week. I can show you more and more Home Depot trades. Here's Home Depot from May. Okay, we traded Home Depot in May. Look at the move. It went through all my targets, made us money again in May. Over and over, quarter after quarter, Home Depot has been a money-making trade. That's why we call it a family money trade. Amazon, a family money trade. It's been a fabulous earnings trade for us. Watch. We know that Amazon is going to release their earnings very close to a certain time. All right, I believe if I remember correctly, it's 4:05ish in the markets. That might be 4:01, I forgot, but it doesn't matter. The day before the trade, I always go over all my notes. It's 4:01 for Amazon. Look at this Amazon trade. Orders appear on the chart automatically. The software puts it on. Big explosion in Amazon. Over $1,000 profit on that move. And we're not talking about trading 10 or 20 contracts in a $50,000 account. That was a $15,000 to $17,000 account and I traded 2 to 3 contracts, not huge amount of contracts to make a very nice amount of money. And again, members are also making money on these trades. And members are always sending us their screenshots. A member sent us $325 screenshot on Netflix earnings. Let's see, another trade that a member made money on. Let me grab the screenshot. Ravi's been on fire lately. I have a ton of his screenshots. He's been actually taking money out of his prop account. Here was his Adobe trade. He made $545 trading Adobe with us. And then I showed you videos from one of our members. Here was a recent United Health earnings trade that we took. Another family money trade. We have a setup. We send our setup to our members. It's a mini daily market mover. And this is an interesting one because it's what we call a range trade. Before the news comes out, United Health, our software creates a range. And we know, again, we know the time that this event is coming out. And our software puts the range on the chart. And when the news comes out, it bursts, hits our target after it pulls us in the market. And if it continues going, it'll hit another target. And then if we have an extra target, another one, it could hit that. That's how we make money in these trades. Studying the event, understanding when the event comes out, and then one of the secrets to doing well with us is trade the best of the best events, the family money trades. Every week, there's a family money trade or more. It's pretty rare that we don't have at least one. Just to give you an example, this was our schedule for this week. And this week we had the API report. Home Depot earnings was a family money trade. Core PPI, family money trade. Tomorrow we'll have retail sales and NOPA. Nobody knows what NOPA is except people that trade with us. It's a secret trade that has made money 11 trades in a row. It's the last trade we didn't make money on was last December, 10 in a row. Every daily market mover that we generate shows you the trade that we're focusing on, the time of day, the market we're trading, and historical performance. Those are the deeper dive daily market movers. And we have smaller daily market movers also for some newer trades that we don't have as much research on. But for instance, on oil, we have a setup that we use. And look, very honestly, oil is not one of my favorite trades to take. Oil has risk, doesn't trade as well as many other events. And I lost money on oil today. I did not have good trading with oil today. And normally, I really don't do a lot of oil trading for breakouts. It's nice to trade oil after the news. It does much better. And our software has many, many opportunities to trade after the news. It's a big part of what we can do. So let's talk about what it takes to be a member with us at 10-minute trades. All right, let me shoot through all my trades. Don't forget, everything that we do can be done in a prop account. How'd this week go? So I'd say we had overall, so far the week's been going pretty good. Home Depot was a winner. CPI was a big winner for everybody. Cisco earnings, everybody except myself made money, which is awesome. I don't care if I don't make that much money. My goal is to teach you to make money. So if you're in the trade room making money, that's the best thing that could happen. And almost everyone made money on Cisco. The API report was a little bit tough yesterday. PPI, we did not get a fill today. And then natural gas and oil weren't that great today. So a little bit mixed this week, but the trades that we recommended that people take, the important ones, those trades overall almost always do better than the coin toss trades, the trades that don't do well all the time. And those are what we call coin toss trades. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. So if you're smart, just trade the best of the best. So here's the deal. I believe that most of you would love to join us for all of our upcoming news, earning, and magnet trades. You'd love to use our software, spend time in our trade room, get our weekly schedule, the daily market movers when there's a trade, the pro trade room, spend time with us. All of this, we have a special reversal trade called the trap trade, trade in a profit count, the magnet trade strategy. To be a 10-minute trade member, it's only $97 for 30 days. This offer is expiring Friday at midnight. That's tomorrow. It's a one-day offer because we have some other events taking place next week, and I don't want to spend time emailing and asking people to sign up. So this is a quick one. Become a member, 97 bucks. I mean, $97. Most of our winning trades make way more than $97. All you have to do is have a couple of winning trades and you could pay for 3 or 4 months of the service. www.gotrade2024.com. Everything is included, everything. Nothing is held back. You get the family money trades, earnings trades, breakout trades, the magnet trades, oil reports, jobs reports, range trades, everything that we do. I will guide you and show you how to trade with us in the trade room. For all the important events, we have trade rooms. And of course, you're invited to join us and learn along with us. And also, this is what you get: the JOBB version 11 strategy, the magnet strategy, the trap trade, which is a special reversal strategy, the daily market movers, trade room access, earnings trade rooms. What's the value of all this? I don't think you can really put a value on knowledge. Knowledge is something that you have for the rest of your life that you can use forever as a trader. I'm not going to put a value on that. It's priceless. And we have 3 fantastic bonuses: the Magnet Master Trade, the video of our Magnet Master class, a special class I made and created just for the magnet strategy, our video earnings workshop, and our JOBB masterclass on how to use the software. A total value of $3,591. That's free. Just become a pro member and you can keep the magnet strategy going as long as you keep your subscription going. It's just 97 bucks for 30 days and then $97 a month. It doesn't go up. It stays the same. www.gotrade2024.com. But this offer is expiring Friday at midnight. If there's no questions, I just want to read a couple of things that members have said to us. Members love us. They make money trading with us. One of our members who comes to our webinars to listen because he's a nice person and he just likes to refresh his memory on what's going on. He had a couple of bad days trading and he sent me a really nice note that he had a great day trading. He made over $600 in his cash account, scalping the mini DAX using our reversal strategy. He traded that United Health trade that I just showed you, an earnings trade, and made $150 on that. He made money on Home Depot this week and sent us his screenshot on that for this week. And Sanders from Switzerland, and he's been our members trade of the week recently as well for having good trades, winning trades. So, he's proof that you can learn to do this. Regular people can learn to do this. But in order to do it, you need the magnet trade, the trade room, the JOB software, a mentor who cares about if you succeed or not. And I truly care. And just $97 a month, www.gotrade2024.com. Everything is included: the software, the magnet. You learn the ABT method, appointment-based trading. Make your own schedule. Choose the events that you want to trade. Come into our earnings trade rooms. Learn how to trade selected stock, earnings with futures, and trade on a schedule. It's a fantastic way to trade. www.gotrade2024.com. Folks, I want to thank you for joining me on this webinar. Really appreciate it. I hope that that gives you a great view, a good look inside trading with us here at 10-Minute Trades. And I'll see you all very soon in the trade room. So just click on www.gotrade2024.com and I'll see you there. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day.